Lesson 41 is about finding a percent of a number. And the first question we have is to write 15% in decimal form. So if we want to write 15% in decimal form, we have to know that percent means out of 100. So if percent means out of 100, we can write 15% as 15 out of 100, or 15 hundredths. Now, 15 hundredths, when we say that, 15 hundredths, we can change that into decimal form right away, because we know 15 hundredths must be 0.15 with the 5 in the hundredths place. We've got our answer. We take our percent, write it in a fraction out of 100, and then we can change it straight into decimal form. Let's look at our next example. Here we have, what number is 75% of 20? When we solve this, we've got a question here, and we want to write this as an algebraic phrase. So in order to do that, we're going to say what number? We're going to say what number? We're going to call it Wn. Is means equal to, so what number is 75% of 20? And of always means to multiply when we see it in a question like this. So what number is 75% of 20? We're going to use our dot to say multiplication. That means multiplication, just like a times sign. And then we can figure out our answer. Now, what number is 75% of 20? Well, 75% is the same thing as 3/4. Like there's 3/4 in $1. So we're going to have what number, Wn, is equal to 3/4 times 20. In order to do this problem, we want to break 20 into 4 equal parts. So if we break 20 into 4 equal parts, 20 divided by 4, 20 divided by 4, that's 5. That would be 1/4 of 20, but we have 3/4 of 20. So if we have 3/4 of 20, we've got to take 5 and multiply it by 3 in order to get to our answer of 15. And we're all done. So what number is 3/4 of 20? Well, 15 is 3/4 of 20. We go ahead and we make our percent into a fraction, and then we divide into 4 equal parts and multiply by our numerator of 3 to find the answer. Let's look at another problem. The sales tax rate was 6%. Find the tax on a $12 purchase. Then find the total price including tax. Well, if we had an exact $12 purchase, we know we have to take the purchase price and multiply it by the sales tax rate in order to find how much sales tax there was. Now 6%, that's equal to 6 out of 100, because percents are always out of 100, which must be equal to 0.06, because we want the 6 in the hundredths place. So we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply $12 times 0.06. And when we get our answer, that tells us how much tax there was on this $12 purchase. So 6 times 0, that's 0. 6 times 0 is 0 again. 6 times 2 is 12. Let's carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 1 more is 7. It looks like $7,200 was our sales tax, but that can't be right. We know we've got to move the decimal. We've got to move the decimal out 2 times, 4 times. So we moved it out 4 times. We need to move it back in 4 times in our answer. So we're going to move it back in 4 times. We can skip all the way across. And we're going to have an answer of 0.7200. Now we know when we talk about money, we only have 2 decimal places. So we're getting an answer of 0.72, or 72 cents. Now it says, then find the total price including tax. So this amount is our tax, and we have to add that onto the total price. The total price in the beginning was $12, so we've got $12 plus our tax of 72 cents. We can figure out our answer. $12 plus 72 cents. Well, that must be $12.72. And we've got our final answer. We can go ahead and box it, and we move on to our next question if we were working on our assignment. Lesson practice will be on page 218 and 219. Make sure you've got your notes completed, and I'll see you during our next class.